What's good, everyone? Night Cage here. Welcome back. So this is the end of, that was the end of Mission 3 that you guys watched before, called Critical Ground. And basically Critical Ground was all about the Flesh Terrorist chapter getting a foothold on Hoth and creating a forward base of operations. So this video is just going to show you guys where we are currently with the story. It's going to give you some new developments as to what's going on in the Hoth Siege campaign. It's a very complex story. It's a very long story. So at the end of each mission, I'm going to just be giving you guys an update so you can actually follow the story along. So this is what the base of operations looks like so far. And this is the chief tech marine over here who has begun fortifying their position. Master Seth, the chapter master, and his war council here. And he's being confronted by the Inquisitor, Vespa, again. She shows up at the most unopportune times, but this time when she shows up, she comes with an entire inquisitorial force and the Sisters Errant. So they just arrived. So I'm going to just kind of fill you guys in on the current story. Master Seth has begun making his plans. He's already in the process with his war council of making their plans. The Index of Status calls for the establishment of a forward base site, and the Chief Tech Marine, Crowley, made sure that the base of operations was fortified. Seth called for his war council at the beginning so that they can start building their plans, but that was very short-lived. The Lord Inquisitor Vespa arrived with a force of inquisitorial guardsmen and the Sisters Errant of his holy order with Canoness Talia. Let's find Talia. Talia is right there behind the Inquisitor. And the Sisters Errant and Inquisitorial Guardsmen have arrived at the Flesh Terrorist Forward Base Camp with the Inquisitor. Seth's victory had disappeared with a glance. The Lord Inquisitor started by congratulating Seth while observing his base. She simply ignored the disdainful look on his face, and she simply went on with her business and ignored the War Council's fierce glances. Lord Seth, she started, I come with grim tidings. But before she could even finish her sentence, Seth cut in. I don't recall inviting you to my War Council, Inquisitor. But the Inquisitor was unmoved by Seth's anger, and she continued, you would do well to hear me out, for you know very little about the archaeotech and even less about what's surrounding us. The Inquisitor continued, the hand of chaos marks this world, she says, and I'm here to ensure that it ends here. The Inquisitor knew that her best chance, was to use Seth's hatred for chaos to her advantage. So she continued, I've tracked the Red Orc here to Hoth. But Seth cut in again and retorted, orcs don't serve chaos, orcs simply live for the fight. But the Inquisitor waved Seth's comments off and cut his honor low with a very smart remark. And she finally said, you know nothing about this world, you know nothing about what's coming to Hoth. I'm done entertaining your curiosity, and from here on out, you'll follow me. And I'd be careful with my thoughts from here on out, or you'll find yourself declared excommunicate traitors. And that really made Seth angry. So Seth reached for Fate Weaver with a mean look on his face, his huge eviscerator. But at the moment, the chief librarian, Azurius, of the First Company, chimed in on a secure Vox channel that only the War Council and the chapter master himself could hear. And his response was, my lord, if we are to follow our course in secret, we must allow the Inquisitor's plans to unfold for us, and we'll look for any signs of deceit. And if that we find, we'll cut her down. Seth looked at the Inquisitor and began to smile. He then retorted to the Inquisitor, all right, Inquisitor, we'll try things your way for now. But be warned, you will not command my chapter, and I will make any final decisions regarding my chapter. And with this, the Inquisitor and Seth parted ways. So, this is where we are currently. The Inquisition and the Flesh Terrors have agreed that they're going to have to work together. because the Inquisitor has informed the chapter master that the hand of chaos is on Hoth. She doesn't really know why. Well, she does, but she's not telling the Flesh Tearers. And the Flesh Tearers are kind of in a situation where they're playing catch up because they just arrived here. So we're going to see how things play out. Basically what I'm doing as I'm writing a narrative, and we're playing out this story, I'm allowing the events in the actual mission to drive the story. So instead of me writing a linear story that we already know this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this person is going to do this and that person is going to do that, I wanted to make it more interesting. So as I'm writing the story, I'm actually allowing the events that unfold during the actual mission to dictate the direction that the story actually goes in. And then we create special rules around those events to keep driving the story forward, so our games don't feel like a tournament game or a tournament play. And I want to try to avoid that and make each story and each mission, each part of the story, feel like an actual story, like actual events taking place, and what happens in the missions drive the whole thing. So what you find now is that the Necrons find themselves rebuilding now because the Necrons, more and more Necrons have awoken. So the Necron force is growing, as well as the Hand of Chaos, which the Inquisitor originally thought that by banishing the Red Orc, she thought that that the job was done and chaos is out. But now they found that a huge Orc Wa is massing, and they're coronate icons all over the place. So the Inquisitor now know that the situation is really bad, and in order for her to keep her secret and get the lantern that she's trying to get, so that she can attain all power and use the power against chaos, she has to keep this ruse going. She has to keep it quiet so that she can attain her goals. And she's willing to use the Flesh Tearers, the Ultramarines, or whoever else she has to use to accomplish her goal. So what we're going to find here pretty soon is once the demons arrive and things really start turning bad, depending on how things go between the Necrons and the Orcs, chaos is going to be arriving soon. So we're going to see how things play out. But this is what her inquisitorial force looks like right now. And so it looks like on Hoth, the Flesh Tearers and the Inquisition, for the time being, is in some way, even though they're at odds with each other, are going to have to try to find a way to work together. So that's where we currently are. When you have, three enemies like this, you got chaos, you got the orcs, you got the Necrons, and like I said, I'm using each mission to drive the direction of the story. So we don't know what might happen. The orcs may win, and that will completely change the direction of the story, and chaos will gain power on this world. Or the Necrons may push them both off the world, so we don't know. So that's the reason that I'm doing it this way. So anyway, that's currently where we are. I have a lot more to the story that I'm going to tell you guys about after the meeting with the Ultramarines. It's going to throw a whole monkey wrench in the whole thing. So I hope you guys are following the story. I hope you're enjoying it. Please comment, write, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about the campaign that we're doing. Also, look up Charles Pope. Charles Pope, Plague Wind. He changes. He's Plague Wind, but look him up. Charles, CHARLES, Pope, POPE. Look him up online. You can find him on my channel. He's doing another part of this campaign on the sister planet, on these two neighboring planets. And in the end, both of these planets are going to be engulfed in this war that's going on. And we're going to see if the Imperium is going to take it, or the Necron's going to take it. Is Chaos going to take it? We don't know. We're going to find out. Thanks for watching.